Which expression is not equivalent to 48 plus 72? Okay, so this is asking you to use the distributive property. Okay, so that means that we take the 8 on the outside and we distribute it to both numbers on the inside. 8 times 6, it's times, plus 8 times 9. Okay, let's check that out with our calculator. Eight times 6 equals 48, and 8 times 9 equals 72. So this one is equivalent because it's 48 plus 72. Let's see if this one is. 12 times 4, and then 12 times 8. Okay, 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 8 is 96. So that one is 48 plus 96. That is not equal to 48 plus 72. Let's test our others to make sure they're right. 3 times 16, 48. 3 times 24, 72. That one is equivalent. That one's equal. What about the last one? 4 times 12, 48. 4 times 18, 72. So only one that is not equivalent is the 12 times 8, because that's 96. So this is the answer of which one is not equivalent. Let's look at number 2. Jennifer is making a bouquet of flowers. She has 25 roses, 45 tulips, and 15 snapdragons. Which expression is equivalent to the number of flowers Jennifer is using to make the bouquets? Okay, so let's look at this first one. 5 times 5, 5 times 9. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 5 times 9 is 45, plus, now I cannot times my 5 times the 3 right there because it's not in the parentheses. So that would just be plus 3, which is not equivalent. Let's look at this one. 5 times 5, 25, plus 5 times 9, 45, plus 5 times 3, 15. That one's looking good. You notice what I'm doing? I'm doing times with everything in the middle. Okay, let's look at this one. 25 plus 3 times 9 is 27, plus 15. Well, that's not equal to the 45. What about this one? 25 plus 5 times 9 is 45, plus 5 times 5 is 25. Almost, but it doesn't have the 15, it has the 25. So the only one that's equivalent, the only one that works, is this one right here. Okay? All right. Now, let's go on to the next one. Bear with me as I erase those. Okay, that was 2. Number 3, Rosalie wrote an expression that is equivalent to 45 plus 15 divided by 12. Which expression could be the one that Rosalie... So what we want to do is we want to solve that. Okay? And remember, in order of operations, parentheses comes first. So I'm doing the 45 plus 15 first before I do the divide by 12, because that's in parentheses. So 45 plus 15, 10, 4, 5, 60. 60 divided by 12. Okay, we can use our calculators. 60 divided by 12 equals 5. Okay, so we need to figure out which one of these equals 5 also, because this is 5. So let's look at this one right here. 60 divided by 3 times 4. Now, multiplication and division come at the same time, so I've got to do the division first because it comes first in there. So I'm going to use my calculator. Do 60 divided by 3 times 4 equals 80. Okay, so that one is not equivalent. That one does not equal 5. All right, let's look at this one. We do what's in the parentheses first. So we're going to do the 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Get our calculators out for that. 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 equals 60. Now I've got to look and I see that divide by 4 can come next because division and multiplication come at the same time in order of operations. So I'm going to do divide by 4 and then times 3. And I end up with 45. Well, again, 45 is not the correct answer because we're trying to find 5. Let's try this one. Okay, this one's a little tricky. We got to make sure we do it in the right order according to order of operations. So I'm going to write it out. Let me erase some of this to give myself some room. Just remembering that the answer is 5 that I'm looking for. And I'm going to write this out. 9 times 5 plus 3 times 5 divided by 3 times 2 times 2. Order of operations, I have to do the multiplication and the division first, and I'm starting at the front. 9 times 5 is 45. Bring down what I have, plus 3 times 5 divided by 3 times 2 times 2. Now I can't do the plus 3 yet because plus comes at the end. So I need to do this. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. Bring down what I have. 45 plus 15 divided by 3 times 2 times 2. Now I still have that. Plus has to go last, so I can't do that yet. But divide and multiply come at the same time, so I have to start with the one that's nearest the front. And it's this one right here. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Times 2 times 2. Bring down my 45 plus. Now I've got to do the 5 times 2 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Times 2 is 20. So I'm left with 45 plus 20, which is 565. So far, no good. I don't have any of these that are the same. All right, so I have one more to try, and I've got to do the parentheses first, then the division. Okay, so let's erase all of this work. And see if I can get the same thing. Okay. 2 times 2, 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, divided by, those are in parentheses, 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 times 5. 4 times 3 is 12, times 5. 12 times 5, 10, 5, 6 is 60, divided by 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 equals 12. 60 divided by 12. And that's looking familiar. That's looking like the last one was. So let's see if that is 5. 60 divided by 12 equals 5. So there's your answer. That's the one that when you write it all out, it's the one that's equal to this. Okay? All right, number 4. Mrs. Roman showed students part of the prime factorization of 280. One factor is missing. Okay, so since this has multiple choice, this is easier than you think. You just got to try all the numbers to see. Okay, so I have 2 to the power of 3, which means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 equals 4, times 2 equals 8. 8 times 5, okay, equals 40. So now we just got to figure out which number 40 times which number would equal 280? Well, let's try 40 times 2. 40 times 2, 80. So it can't be this one. Let's try 40 times 3. 40 times 3, 120. So not quite. Let's try 40 times 5. 40 times 5, 200. Not quite. Let's try 40 times 7. 280. So our prime factorization that we need is 7. Okay. And number 5. Which statement shows the correct prime factorization for the number provided? Okay. So this one says 100 equals 2 times 5 times 5. All right, let's see what 2 times 5 times 5 equals. 2 times 5 times 5 equals 50, so it's not the first one. Let's try the second one. 3 times 4, oh, are you noticing a problem right there? Let's see if that one equals 60. 3 times 4 times 5. It does, but here's the problem. It's asking for the prime factorization. 4 is not prime because 4 can be divided into 2 times 2. So it can't be this one, even though it does equal 60. Now this is good because 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 are all prime numbers. So let's try that one in our calculator. Okay, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 equals 24. But it says 48, so that's not looking good. Okay, now this one says 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 equals 36. Let's see if that's true. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 equals 36. Yes. So there we go. There's our answer. Easy? All right.